This is Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, host of Python's Paradise, right out of Fredericton, New Brunswick here, and we are on January 2021. Excuse me. We are on January 4th, 2021. Last year was a nightmare with COVID, and I had done 30 interviews last year, including the fellow I'm interviewing today, and then things went haywire. But I'm very, very happy to welcome back the wonderfully gifted, talented musician, TJ Doyle, for the fourth time. How do you do, TJ?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
How was your Christmas?
It was very good. Christmas was a different Christmas this year, as you well
Yeah.
know, and we made it as special as we could.
What did you do? I know you have a dog there.
Well, the dog gets me out, so I walk him twice a day, and
Mm-hmm.
that gets me out of the house where I'm safe, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we're in the house, and we go to the grocery store every 2 weeks, and we're very careful there. And but Christmas was it was nice. It was just the three of us, and we had a great time.
What did you get for Christmas? Anything special?
I got a light jacket, uh, which is pretty good for Southern California,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't think of anything else right now.
Well, I'm 4 hours ahead of you. We just got our first big snowstorm here, but nothing too bad. Um, yeah, Christmas wasn't bad. We're in the yellow phase here for COVID, but I know you guys are on lockdown, isn't that right?
Yes, we are. We're still on.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even get to go on vacation last year. It's just like I didn't take any time off work because I figured, my supervisor took a week off work. She came back a day early and she said she was bored by midweek. So it's like, why take time off work to just sit around the apartment? I can
Right,
do that on my off time.
right.
So I've been keeping busy as far as that goes, but I'm very, very delighted to get back at this. I am so excited. My younger brother, Andrew, who's my manager, he's also my tech guy. He's never dealt with Zoom before, but I see this is where a lot of people are going.
Yes.
Yep. And I thought, well, I'm going to try this out. So it's unlimited with one person. So if I had two people on here, it would only be 40 minutes, right?
Well, I don't know. Are you paying for Zoom or is it for
Not
different?
yet, but if I get to the point where I have multiple guests, I might get a paying one, upgrade to a paying one.
Well, I think we pay about 14.95 or something like that, and we're able to have 100 people on, and
Is that per month or a year?
that's per session.
Oh, for
A
session.
100 people, unlimited.
Per session.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
They have different levels that you can join.
Well, I'd hate to pay whatever it is there for every interview I do, because I only have a certain amount of them that would have more than one anyway. But
Right. Right. Yeah,
but
because you're
yeah,
one-on-one with most people, right?
most people. But I know I got a band that's gonna be coming on here probably this month that was on last year, and that would probably be, well, I'll have to think about it. I'll think about it. It'd probably be worth it for the podcast, but I'd have to see how often I have more than one guest. Not a lot,
Right.
but I certainly have had that situation on occasion. So there you go. But I'm delighted to have you here today. Yeah, we're going to talk about your upcoming projects. This is your fourth time on here, and remember it was when Mike Gormley had introduced me. You're not in touch with him anymore, huh?
No, we don't. We're not traveling in the same circles.
No. No, he tried to send me a guest last year, and because of COVID, I don't have station access. So I'm delighted to have this route. And said to my brother, I said, I want to be up and going in 2021. It's like I had done 200 or did 101 interviews in 2019, and that was great. It wasn't my record, but it was great. And I had 30 interviews in 2020, and that's when the station got locked down. And I had some people waiting for me, and hopefully they're all willing to come on here and have a session with me. But I thought I would start out with people I had on before that knew my mannerisms, my personality, so that I could test the waters. Now, I had Carrie Yates on early this morning. She was my first, and she had never been a guest before, but because of 13 Fanboy, she was very familiar with me. So I was happy she volunteered to put me on the right path. So,
Well, that's
and
nice. She got to
so
be your guinea pig.
you're my second guinea pig.
I know. My wheel is right over there, so if I have to get off for a minute and go climb on the wheel, you won't see me. But
Maybe the dog can use it.
yeah,
Here's your walk for the day. What's it like in
walk, walk,
California
walk.
right now?
It's really nice. It's I mean,
You guys have snow there?
no, we had snow in the mountains last week,
Mm-hmm.
and it's melted already on this side of the mountains. Usually, it stays in the perennial shade, which is on the other side of the mountains.
Okay.
But I haven't been up there to see it. It's been in the 40s, mid 40s, low 40s at night, and
And to you guys, that's cold. To us,
it,
that's hot.
I know, it is. It's colder than when I used to live in Wisconsin, for instance.
hmm Well, I love that song you did, Anonymous, and I played that at the station a few times whenever I had access. I was
Yeah,
talking to my program director last night, and he still doesn't know when we're going to have access again because it's on campus.
yeah.
It's weird because we can control how many people go in there, and there wouldn't be any more than maybe five of us in there at a time, if that. I
Yeah.
find that so funny because it's like I've been going to the movies once a week since early July. And I know your theaters are not open, right?
No, they're not.
Yeah, our theater is. And I've been going and the people have asked me, is it safe? Yeah, you
Because
know.
nobody's there, probably.
Well,
And
it depends.
you're staying very distant, right?
Well, you get to select your seats electronically.
Yeah.
So there's specific seats available, so you're able to distance yourself. But I mean, I do wear my mask when I go out and stuff, but you're allowed to have your mask off when you're eating food in the theater, like if you have popcorn and whatnot. But
You look like you're wearing a mask now, actually.
yeah, this is my yeah. I gotta get this shaved down at some point. I usually just have a goatee, but I got shaved before Christmas, and yeah. But I try to make it special when I wear a mask, though. I got a Friday the 13th Jason hockey mask one, and I just got one in the mail of the Blues Brothers
That's
that
nice.
has John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd on it. That's really, really nice. So looking forward to wearing that. So I've been keeping busy because I work as a cleaner. That's what I do for finances. So I don't get paid to do this podcast. Um, whether I ever do or not, it's here or they. But right now I don't. But I do this because I enjoy it, and it's nice to talk to people like yourself. But I love that song Anonymous, and that really spoke to me, about people who feel that they're not heard, and
Yeah.
yeah, and you had a great video to that and stuff too. So yeah, um, but you have new songs you wrote. I apologize. I listened to your latest song when you sent it to me, but I've been so busy with other things I have not got back to it. But feel free to talk about your latest project.
All right. Well, that song was released on uh, August 31st, 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called "Are You Listening?"
I was listening.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's a very different song
Mm-hmm.
for me, but a lot of people liked it. We ended up with about 278,000 streams on Spotify with that.
Yep.
So that's more than the year before, uh, mainly because of that song.
Now talk about what the song's about. Are you listening? That
Well,
almost sounds like something you say to the current president, the one that's not out of office. Well, maybe he is out of office now.
well, he's not out of office yet, but
Oh, okay, is it a political song?
it's not. It could. A lot of people thought it was a political song, but it basically says we don't want no dictator. We
Nope.
don't, we don't want no race haters. We don't want no uh, fear motivators.
And as Pink Floyd says, we don't want no
Yeah,
education.
yeah, right, right. Yeah, but it doesn't sound like Pink Floyd. But anyway, and then it says, "Are you listening?"
Mm-hmm.
And then the next verse says, "We want everyone to have empathy.
Yep.
We want everyone to have, you know, I don't have all the lyrics right here, but so it's really not political. It's more about having being able to discriminate between what is good and what's not good.
You know what it kind of puts me in mind of though?
But
It and I don't want to get preachy here, but I read from my Bible, and I read a lot about the life of Jesus when he was on earth, and everybody thought out Jesus to either get healing or whatnot, and he always made himself available even to the least likely,
yeah,
and it was always the what they call the Pharisees, that are teachers of the law, as they said in the Bible, that criticized them, especially when he would speak to people that they didn't consider of worth, like when he looks up the tree at Zacchaeus, I think it was, and says, I want to come have dinner with you. And it's like Zacchaeus was like, I was noticed. I can't believe. Or the woman, that old lady that walks up who was ill and touches she says, if I just touch his robe, and suddenly she was well. And when he turns around, he said, your faith has made you well. It was about seeing the individuals. And it's hard. I use Jesus as an example. None of us can quite get there, but it kind of reminds me of like when we're out and about. Sometimes we're so busy with our own lives, we don't notice people around us. And that
mhm.
certainly came into hand when people were hogging up on toilet paper. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But am I hitting around the ballpark there?
Um, I try to help people with my music,
I do. I believe that too. Yep.
and I was trying to help people to, if I put some ideas out there to choose between the what's right and what's good for everyone, and versus the bad things that were being spewed out of, I guess, Washington.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's being spewed out everywhere. Do you think things are going to get better on that end?
I do. I really do. I think people, everyone is the same inside.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are identical inside. Uh, it's just the world that makes us wary of others.
Yep.
And we don't have to be wary of others. We can be like Jesus. We can be humble, and we can help anybody that crosses our path. If
Yep. Yep.
and
Well, that's kind of what comes to my mind when I hear that title. Are you listening? And and sometimes, and I've been guilty of this, we're so busy in our own lives,
Mhm.
you don't notice the people around you,
you
and
know, when you are busy and you don't notice, it's because it's not that you're not attentive. It's your attention is wherever you're what you're busy about, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
So don't don't take credit away from yourself for being busy.
You know what else it puts me in mind of?
What?
There's a lot of time. My cat, you have a dog, I have a cat. My cat has some habits. I got a couple places over there where he sleeps. But there's some mornings I will wake up. Like I actually feel he jumps up on my bed and he'll come up by my head and curl up and go to sleep. But there are some mornings, I wake up and he's right there. It's like he's very, very conscious of me being around. And maybe it's just because we're the only ones in this apartment, but he's always attentive to me.
Yeah.
And maybe you kind of feel that too with your dog.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, animals and all of nature are egoless.
Mm-hmm.
They have no ego. They don't have any expectations. They don't have have attachments to anything that happens.
Well,
Uh,
my cat has expectations. He expects treats every day.
oh well, yeah, but that's a relationship thing. But they don't the way the ego operates in humans. They're not like that. They don't have anything like that.
No, no, no. So tell me more about the single.
Well, um, it
How
came
long?
out.
Yeah,
It
how long did it take to write that?
Not very long.
Okay.
Um, I had the music idea first on that one, which is unusual.
Okay.
Most of the time, I have the lyrics and then I put the music around it. But on this one, I had the music first, and I started writing the lyrics, and they all came out just like that.
Okay. Wow. Um, what you said to me, you had, what was it, 6 songs written now?
Oh, right now I have next year, I'm going to release a 6-song EP.
Oh, okay. EP. Okay. Did you have those all written out, or
They're
are
all,
they?
yes.
Do you want to talk about those?
I can, yes.
Yeah, please.
All right. Well, one of them is a song called Forgive. And that's about, if people want to live in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
um, they can't be bringing hurt or something from the past into that moment. So what I say is, you learn to forgive and forgive everything that would keep you from living in the moment, and you can live in the moment. And living in the moment is that's a I guess it's a spiritual. When you live in the moment expands in ways that you would never understand unless you could experience it.
Yeah. And it's when I think about living in the moment, it's like I get focused on so many other things. I forget that I forget that very point.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's kind of like that situation where you get where they say stop and smell the flowers, you know.
yeah, it is.
Some
Those are iconic ways of encouraging that.
Yep. Like
But I,
noticing everything around you. Yeah.
but one of the biggest things, one of the lines in the song is, "Hurts can taint the world, you know."
Yes.
Um, and if you're carrying around these hurts, you have to forgive them,
Hmm.
and you can release them, and they'll be gone, and they won't interfere with your life anymore. That's one of the biggest things that we can do uh, to absolve ourselves of a lot of the things we experienced when we were growing up, or family members or friends or whatever, whoever hurt us or made us feel a certain way.
Forgiveness can be that's something I struggle with and I know especially with my religious beliefs, forgiveness is a priority. But
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you, there's some people in that I've dealt with that make that difficult. But I'm also well aware that it's a process that I've got to make too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, um, it's my hope that you'll be able to do that as you
Yes.
continue to grow,
Hmm. So that's your second of the six songs, right?
It's the first one, I guess.
Oh,
The second one would be a song about
so are you listening? That was not one of the six, right?
no, because that was released last year.
Oh, okay, okay, all
I
right,
think I told you in the last interview that I plan to produce an EP for the end of the in 2020.
okay. I
I
wasn't sure
did,
whether
yeah.
I wasn't sure whether this one was part of that or not. So,
No, I changed my mind and I released "Are You Listening" as a single.
mm-hmm,
Now, I've released 6 singles since I finished my second album,
mm-hmm.
and so I want now to put together a short album. Basically, we're calling it an EP, but it's 6 songs.
Okay,
So
what's the second one?
okay, the second one is a song called "A Different View."
Oh, I love these titles.
Yeah,
I hear so much music that plays, and especially, I don't want to limit any genre, but you get a lot of mindless lyrics, a lot, and a lot of auto tuning and I suppose that could be a benefit, just not to the ones I'm listening to. I like the fact that you throw a title out there and automatically something comes to mind.
yeah.
You
Well,
put
good.
some thought into that. Talk about this song.
Okay, well, this song is really about the online world and how uh, in the cancel culture and things like that go along with the online world.
Mm-hmm.
Never before in our lifetime, at least, have we had this online world where everybody gets online and says whatever they think, and then people jump all over everyone else. And it's they're brave when they're online, but they wouldn't do it directly to another person.
Oh, I've experienced that. They call them trolls.
Yes, right. But you see,
Yeah.
even troll, that word, that brings to mind a dwarf-like character, or somebody who's, from a, uh science fiction thing,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what they are. They're like trolls. And so it says, it kind of brings into view the idea that they would try to harm you by saying something about you, and we can survive that by just divorcing ourselves from it and taking a different view.
It kind of puts me in mind of, I don't know if you're familiar. Have you ever seen the movie Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
No.
No, it's directed by Kevin Smith, and he plays Silent Bob. They're they're travel. It's a buddy movie where they're traveling to Hollywood to stop a movie that's being made about characters of representation of them.
Mm-hmm.
And their big thing is they're seeing all these comments about them online.
Mm-hmm.
People making comments, and at the end of the movie they take all the money they got from this movie. They go around to every house where people made a negative comment and they beat them up. Oh, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
um, yeah, but nonetheless, it had a funny take on the whole online aggressiveness. But yeah, I think it's interesting that you point that out. It's certainly an issue.
It is.
Yeah.
And then another song is, called "The Watcher," and
Nice.
it's it has the Sanskrit term Antariyaman in it, uh,
Okay.
um, which is a Sanskrit term meaning, indweller.
Okay.
So inside of each of us is something so deep and knowledgeable that if we turn our attention inward, we can discover this, um, part of ourselves.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the fourth one?
The fourth one is a song called, wait a second, I have to think for a second. It's
Because
called it's
yeah.
World of Illusion.
What is it?
World of Illusion.
Okay, World of Illusion. Okay.
And that one, basically says, take a step back from all the confusion, take a step back from this world of illusion,
Mm-hmm.
take a step back. And
Sometimes we need to.
yeah, because the reality is inside us.
Mm-hmm. And whatever ways that we can make a positive impact, maybe on those around us, as
Yeah,
opposed to getting caught up in the chaos.
right.
Yeah. Now you got two more.
Um, have I just said three? Oh, another one is,
You don't have them right there in front of you.
no, I don't.
Okay.
If 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 you don't leave,
If you don't leave. Okay.
and it's a song to men
Mm-hmm.
that, don't that fall in love and really have a great relationship, and then they get a little restless,
Okay.
and then hopefully they don't do anything about it because they remember how much they love, especially when they have families and things like that.
Yeah, I find that I don't have experience in that, but when a relationship gets stale,
Yes.
you got to find ways to interact, ways to bring spice into the relationship.
Right.
Yep. So,
And
yep.
with men, sometimes they, they go too far in the wrong direction.
Oh, yes.
This is a story about that, with the idea that they re- remember what they have and
Hmm.
appreciate it. And when you truly let yourself love, that opens the doors again.
Yeah. Do you remember your sixth song?
Uh, yes, here and now.
Here and Now. Okay. You're putting more ambition into your titles than a lot of these artists I'm hearing today putting their entire CD. Oh my goodness! I just listened to somebody give his top 10 worst songs of 2020, and every song that was played sounded the same, and about a lot of it was about a lot of nonsense, and I'm wondering what it is. Are these people writing their songs, or do are they involved with songwriters that are just trying to cash in? There's no passion behind it. You actually put some thought in. You put some thought into your titles, but also into your lyrics. Talk about this song.
Well, this one has a really nice guitar riff in it,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of paved the way for the song. And uh, here and now is, it basically says the online world is not real.
No.
Parts of the offline world are not real, and that the only thing that is real is in the here and now.
Okay. Sometimes it's hard to focus on the here and now, and that's where everything unravels.
Yes.
So, how long did it take for you to write all six of these songs?
Um, well, I wrote the song "Forgive" probably about a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I had never done anything with it. And but now I have I work with some great musicians, so
Mm-hmm.
it's when I have three of these songs all finished actually,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other three are in progress.
Um, which one of those songs took you the longest to work with? I couldn't write a song. I couldn't. And what you do is so. I think I can write better than some of these people I've been thinking about. I'll tell you that. But I can't do what's on your level, and you belong to that type of songwriter that is often celebrated, and I think know the kind of people we're talking about. We talk about your Bob Dylans and people like that are celebrated for their songwriting. Out of those songs, was there one that was particularly difficult to write?
No,
No.
I just can't stop writing. So, um, and I'm very good about when a song is finished, not doing anything more with it, because it's an idea by itself, and uh, then I work on producing it.
You have your own studio in your place there, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
You know what? That's a major, like I said, you're my second interview on Zoom here, and it feels so great to be back doing this,
Yeah.
even though I've been working during COVID on my pay job.
Yeah.
But it must be really nice during the lockdown. You do have that escape. You're able to do that right there.
Yeah. I haven't been able to go out and perform, but I'm able to write, and there's a lot of effort in doing vocals and playing guitar parts, and I usually get the bass and drums
Hmm.
on first, and then I work with the guitars, and then I work with putting on vocals and background vocals. And
Do you do all those instruments?
Yes.
Oh wow, that is fantastic. Like it's like Phil Collins.
No, he plays the drums. I don't play the drums or the
Phil
bass.
Collins can play other instruments too.
Oh, he can. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I know somebody saw Genesis in concert and they said that Phil Collins was all over that stage. Yep. But so do you remember the last time you did perform?
Yeah, I actually, it was in March, I think,
No, when
and
shutdown happened.
or February. It might have been February, and I played at a place in Hollywood. I
Mm-hmm.
just I went with my own acoustic guitar and just played 5 of my songs,
Okay.
and I had a really good time. And it was a very receptive crowd. It was nice. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't played with a band for a couple of years.
Do you prefer to play by yourself?
Well, one thing about playing by myself is I seem to take more chances
Okay.
that work out than if you're with a band. You have to, everything has to be pretty well so they can play with you. You can't make changes on the fly.
No.
So it's fun to play by myself, but I really enjoy playing with a band.
Well, by yourself, at least you know you're not fighting with band members. You hear those stories all the time.
Well, that's true. Because I'm a solo artist, I really don't have anybody fighting with me.
No. So when's this EP coming out? Do you say is it by the end of this year?
Oh, it'll be more like hopefully by summer.
Oh, by summer.
Yeah.
Now, talk about the process of producing this.
Well, once all the songs are finished,
Mm-hmm.
they have to be mastered, and so they'll go to a mastering engineer I work with, and then they'll be brought. Then they come back to me, and then I send them over to my distributor.
Mm-hmm.
The distributor gets them on all the streaming platforms and all that, and and then it goes on the release date. It goes out to a bunch of radio stations in uh, Western Europe, Australia, and New Zealand.
It must be awesome to have your music play in places like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have some fans that I don't know. That's one of my biggest challenges is actually getting to know people who like my music.
It is fantastic. It's funny because I was talking to my last guest about the film industry here and how I'm disappointed that it seems to be taking more steps backwards than forward, you know? And I remember I had a filmmaker on here a couple years back, and she did a wonderful movie here, and I had it on for its 5 year anniversary. I had her on for the film's 5 year anniversary, and she mentioned that it played in Portugal. And I asked her, I said, well, how's that feel? You know, it's one thing to have it play where everybody around you, chances are they're going to say something good
Yeah.
because they know you. But what's it like to hear comments from people outside your circle? And she said it felt good. Of course it does, you know?
Oh, sure. Yeah. When people like it, I just don't know how, right now, at least, I don't know how to get my social media uh, to where people feel comfortable saying something to me and
Mm-hmm.
and then making sure I respond to them.
Yeah.
So that's going to be my biggest challenge, I think, in 2021, is getting some building a relationship with the people who like my music.
Well, I know you're on Facebook. What
Yeah.
other platforms are you on?
Instagram,
Hmm.
Facebook, mainly those two.
I just got an Instagram account last year, and I got to start posting some stuff on there. I guess I can't post my interviews. I can put the links, I guess.
You could. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah,
Well, you have quite a backlog of interviews.
well,
You're doing this for how many years now?
I've been reviewing movies since 1996. I started at the station in 2005, but I didn't start the podcast part till 2015. And the podcast part is kind of where my love is at with this right now. I still go to the movies and still review them. And right now the station's closed, but if I got figured a way where I can get my stuff to them, but I still got a slot there. But
Well, you're doing it right now in your own home.
well,
And
here's the thing. I had uh, my former station manager, who's now retired. She just had a birthday, and I wished her a happy 39th. But she gave me advice I'm glad I took. She said, don't put your interviews up when you do them. Save some for a rainy day. Well, I had no idea, and neither did she, that rainy day meant COVID.
oh,
Because I have done, well, as of yourself, 386 interviews. I've
mhm.
got 320 up on YouTube. Because
That's really great.
I put about um, 5 up a month. So it allows me to stretch it out. And I usually try to get the interview to the guest before I put it up so that they can put it up if they want to. They can listen to it, and they can put it up ahead of time, and that's fun. I don't mind if the guest puts it up before I do. I have no problem with that. But that way they don't have to wait so long. Now, I don't know when I'm going to get this to you, but granted, I will. But I know your last one isn't even public yet. I did send you the link to it though. So, but yeah, that's how it goes with me. It allows me to pace it, and even if I didn't have this set up, I could go the rest of this year just putting up what I have,
Yeah.
which is kind of nice. But I wanted to get back at this because it's fun, and I wanted to keep that connection going. I put up some haul videos of stuff I got at conventions and stuff, and videos of my cat, which my cat did not like, and some stuff I got in the mail. I'd show it on here, just stuff to keep myself on my channel doing stuff. But this is really what I crave, is getting on here and talking to my guests. I'm glad to have you on here for a fourth time, and
Yeah.
but
Well, we'll have to do something next January.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You and another person I usually have in my Januaries. You're good people to start out with. This is a great way to start the year. Knock on wood that gets better
Mhm.
in terms of getting rid of this whole virus.
Well, I think this year will be much better than last year, and I think they're going to get a lot better organization and getting the virus, the vaccines out.
You
And,
know what? I feel this year is going to be better too. I mean, my mom, bless her heart, says this is going to be the new normal. And I'm like, this can't be the new normal. One of my best friends in Toronto wasn't able to spend time with her son and her mom who live in California. I mean, people aren't going to deal with that again this year,
no, I don't think I think by the end of the year that people will be able to spend time with their family again, and that'll go a long way toward making people feel better.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's gotta come that way.
but
But
there's always an opportunity in crisis.
mm-hmm.
And the crisis was we had to get out of our normal lives. We had to break that quite suddenly
Mm-hmm.
and change. And it was probably a good thing for a lot of people because when we do go back to uh, some sense of normality, it might not be the same thing that it was when we left it.
I don't know. To me, nothing has really changed.
Yeah,
It was more or less, to me, I was ticked off I couldn't do my show because the
yeah,
station was closed. I still went to work
yeah,
because it doesn't matter. I've heard people look down on janitorial work and maintenance work. Well, I'll tell you, they've been good at hiring people during this time. I'll tell you that. And
yeah. But whatever you do to make money
yep.
is a good thing. I mean, that's what we. There's dignity in work.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't mind it too. I get some good buildings I work in, but so nothing changed as far as that goes. I mean, when I found out the theater was open, I went back, and maybe it's because I've never ran into anybody that's had COVID. Some
Yeah,
people are saying it's New World Order or the government, blah, 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 conspiracy. I don't think that's true,
no,
but I do think small businesses being shut down is not right. Because
well, it's really, really hard for a lot of small businesses.
well, you would think that you would have more chance of getting the virus in these big places
Mhm.
as opposed to small places.
Right.
That's why I say I find it odd. Of course, the theater can control how many people get in the theater, but I find it odd I can't get in the station,
Yeah.
you know, where we wouldn't have that many people in there at a time. But station
They,
don't make the rules there either. So I mean,
no,
it's
because
not the
it's a college, right?
yep.
The college has their own decorum they have to follow with
Mm-hmm.
pandemic, right?
Yeah. Yeah. How have you been coping?
I've been fine.
Mm-hmm.
I used to walk the dog in the morning for an hour, and then I walk him in the afternoon for about 40 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would always work at home with my other job, which is a business I run.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I would walk the dog again. That's when I get out. But I'm always away from people, and people are pretty good about staying away from each other. And
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it gets cleared up. I know you guys were in lockdown and that's not fun.
uh,
We never had lockdown here, I don't think. Um, we were we were never in the red zone. We were in the orange zone
yeah,
or the orange phase. I don't think we were in the red phase, but we're in yellow now, and then yellow goes to green, and green means we're free,
yeah.
I don't know
How
when
long have
that.
you been in yellow?
Oh, I don't know. It's been, I'd say, close to a couple months now.
Hmm.
We still get some cases every day, but they're kind of contained,
Yeah.
and sometimes a lot of them are travel related. So,
Well, I had a friend that I just found out on a couple of actually last week that
mm-hmm,
he was a bass player I played with in bands, you know, 20 years ago.
mm-hmm,
Great guy, uh, real good bass player. He real humble guy, but he had a presence about him. He was a very, very good player, and he continued to play in his area until he ended up in the hospital with COVID.
mm-hmm.
40 days in the hospital, and he died on Christmas Day.
Oh,
And that's the only person I know that has passed away because of the virus. And it really brings it home just how dangerous it is.
yes. Some people don't believe it's true, the virus, but like I haven't seen it personally around me, But
Yeah.
because I haven't seen it personally around me, I'm not going to play into the whole.
Yeah. Well,
Num-
you don't get filled with bravado when you don't
no.
know.
Well, my brother takes care of our folks who are both terminally ill, so we have to be very careful when we visit them, and so I'm certainly not going to take any chances as far as that go. Now, mostly when I work, I'm usually by myself, so whether I wear a mask is not really relevant because I'm not with anybody. But when I'm out in public, I'll wear a mask.
Well, we wear masks whenever we're out. When
Mhm.
I walk the dog, I wear a mask. I didn't in March,
Mhm.
but by by June, I think I was wearing a mask walking the dog.
Do you come up with some of your song ideas when you're out walking your dog?
You know what I do? I do a little work on the songs almost every day,
Mhm.
and I take the new version and I listen to it to see how I feel about what I did while I'm walking the dog.
Okay.
So my dog he lets me know if he likes it.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Um, do you have any charities or anything you want to plug on here?
Um, Not really. I'm not. I should be giving to charities, but I'm not
I
right now.
always leave that open for guests, if they get something. Well, where can people
Next
follow?
year, next year, ask me that question again.
Sure. Well, mention for those listening where people can reach you and hear your music.
Okay. Well, I'm on Spotify
Mm-hmm.
uh, under TJ Doyle Music.
Mm-hmm.
I branded TJ Doyle Music, so it's tjdoylemusic.com for my website. Uh, I think it's TJ Doyle Music 1 for my Facebook account and official TJ Doyle Music for my uh, other Facebook account, which is my music account. And
Awesome.
and then I'm TJ Doyle Music on Instagram. Uh,
Do you have a YouTube as well?
oh yeah, on YouTube.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's youtube.com/TJ Doyle Music.
because I think I've subscribed to you if I remember correctly.
Ah,
Yep.
yeah, I don't
Yep.
have the latest video. I think is anonymous. I haven't.
Anonymous was great. I think that is a great song. That was the first one of your songs I heard too, and I know I played that at the station a few times.
Did you ever hear Heart's Eyes?
Um, you know what? I could have, and I don't recall it right now. I did listen to a number of your songs. Anonymous is one that I definitely remember best
Yeah.
because I played it a few times at the station. Here at the When I'm here, I don't listen to a lot of music. I Even when I'm out cleaning, when I have my headphones in, I
Mhm.
don't listen to music much because I find if I stick a podcast in, and if the podcast goes 2 or 3 hours, that makes my work session go pretty quick, you know?
I'll bet. I'll bet. Yeah.
Yep, yep. So um I couldn't tell you what was at the top of the charts right now. And I just quit listening to the radio because it's like every song gets played over and over and over. I wish they'd play your stuff on the top 40
Well,
stations. It'd certainly be a change of pace and welcome one.
I I just I've been recognized as having a style of my own,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel that if I keep creating songs in the style that I have, that I'll either get a larger audience, and at some point, I mean, I wasn't on Pandora for the longest time. Now I'm on Pandora, so I
Mm-hmm.
have a radio station on Pandora now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping, Sirius XM will pick up my music at some point.
That would be awesome. I just heard Howard Stern signed for another, I think, 5 years.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He was. I remember he said he was going to be done in 2020. That was 5 years ago. But no, he's sticking around. Um, I'm kind of not surprised, but I think with COVID and whatnot, I think that put a damper and stuff, and I think he's got more to do, I guess. So, you know, but yeah, it'd be great if you could get on Sirius FM.
Well, I'm going to work at it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It was wonderful having you come on here for a fourth time, and um,
I
talk.
like the Zoom thing. It's nice to be able to see you while we're talking to each other.
Well, I just got these headphones.
Yeah.
I ordered these. These are the kind my brother uses.
Oh,
And they have this little thing here where it's like I actually got a microphone stand, but my brother uses these when he games.
oh,
He does a lot of online gaming, and he told me with this I probably wouldn't need the microphone. He wanted me to save the microphone for when I have my own mixing board and stuff like that. And that's when we get the new house built. That kind of got put in the back burner due to COVID and him taking care of my folks.
yeah.
Yeah. So it is nice to have this outlet. Skype, I've done interviews on Skype before, but I just know that a lot of people are going the Zoom route, and I'm kind of like, well, maybe let's.
Zoom is nice.
It is. Well, you're my second one for January 4th, 2021. So
Who's your third?
I don't know. I got Scotty McCoy, who's a horror author and independent, now budding independent filmmaker, scheduled for the 16th. Knock on wood. He's been on. It'll be his fifth time on. I got people I'm going to reach out to. But what I think I'm going to do is once I get really comfortable with this, I'm going to reach out to more and more people. But I got you and I got Carrie Yates on both today. So I'm like, that's actually really good.
That's a good day.
That is a good day.
Well, it's always a good day for me to talk to you. So.
Oh, well, I always appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I wish you a lot of luck with your interviews, and I hope that you can make Zoom work for you, so that you can continue to do it instead of the radio station if you want to.
Well, the radio station, I'll say this, it provided a platform and a place where I could put my stuff on the air. But I'm going to say doing it independently is a blessing.
Yeah.
Like I am so stoked I was able to do 2 of these today and be able to say, I'm starting to get the hang of this. And yeah, I appreciate it. And I want you to keep writing some great music, keep coming up with those great songs, those lyrics. I think you're putting a lot more effort into that than what I'm hearing a lot of. I won't mention any names of artists, but but your music is not what you call all sounding the same. So
no, it sounds like me, but it doesn't. In that that's how it sounds the same. But the ideas are all
there. You go.
They're all standalone, and they're
fantastic. Yeah. Well, you know what? I bid you a wonderful day. I thank you so much for coming on for a fourth time.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And God bless and enjoy walking your dog tonight.
I will.
He probably likes getting out.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. I don't let my cat out of here, I'll tell you that.
Well, you take good care, my friend.
You too. You take care, and thank you so much for coming on here.
All right. keep me posted on what you're doing.
I will. I will.
right.
We got each other on Facebook, so you'll see my updates.
All right, great. Take
All
care.
right. Yep. Peace out.
Peace out.